this definition, then we shall find that there are three important essential ingredients of a strike. Means that there are three important factors on the basis of which we can identify any event as a strike. This first factor relating to a strike is that कि there must be, or a strike is a cessation of work. Cessation of work. Cessation of work means a stoppage of work. Cessation of work means a stoppage of work. If there is no stoppage of work, then there will be no strike. First. Second factor is group involvement. If a work has been stopped by one person, then this is not a strike. I mean, a number of people, a number of employees require to be involved in this stoppage of work. So first factor, first essential ingredient of a strike is that it is a stoppage of work, it is cessation of work. Second is group involvement must be there. And third important factor is under a common understanding. Under a common understanding. Under a common understanding. Means कि a stoppage of work in which a number of employees are involved should be under a common understanding. So these are the three important essential ingredients of any event to be called as a strike. Now Industrial Disputes Act 1947 guarantee right to a strike of employees, but this right is not unconditional. At the time of national emergency or threat on the country from neighboring country, or in case of economic crisis, this right to a strike of employees has been banned by court of law in our country. In the interest of the country and the people. So we should never take it for granted that a strike is our all-time right. It will be applicable almost everywhere, every time. Therefore, my objective is to let you know that this right to a strike of employees is not applicable in case of national emergency, threat on the country by the neighboring country, and economic crisis. Now, some restrictions have been imposed on the right to a strike of the employees. This restriction has been imposed in public utility services. Now, before I discuss these restrictions on right to a strike, I must explain what is called public utility services and what is called non-public utility services. On numerous occasions we have discussed that industries in India have been classified under two categories. First is public utility services, second is non-public utility services. So what is called public utility services? Public utility services is that on which life and death of general public depends. These industries are those which are very important for the life of general public. Four important factors have been mentioned under the Industrial Disputes Act 1947 regarding public utility services. Or four types of industries have been included at the outset. Four types of industries have been included under public utility services. Number one, any railwayage, airwayage or seawage or any major port in India. Number one. This is known as public utility services. Number two, post and telephone services. Number three, any industry which supplies water, light or power to the general people. Next, any industry which is concerned with sanitation or public conservancy. And lastly, under public utility services, any section of industrial establishment on the working of which safety of other industries depends has also been included under public utility services. Therefore, the restrictions on right to a strike which have been imposed by Industrial Disputes Act 1947 now first restriction is number one. First restriction is कि in public utility services no worker shall go on a strike in breach of contract. Without giving to the employer, without giving to the employer a notice of a strike, within 6 weeks, before a strike. What does it mean? The first restriction which has been imposed on the employees of their right to a strike is that no employee shall go on a strike without giving to the employer a notice of a strike within 6 weeks before a strike. Means कि in public utility services, if employees wish to go on a strike, then first of all they will be required to give a notice of 6 weeks to the employer. Means कि a notice is to be given by the employees to the employer, mentioning that they will go on a strike. And this notice will be valid for 6 weeks. If employees do not go on a strike within these 6 weeks, then this notice will lapse, and again employees will have to give another notice of 6 weeks. Therefore, the first restriction on the right to a strike in public utility services is that employees cannot go on a strike without giving to the employer a notice of a strike within 6 weeks before a strike. Number one. Number two, no strike can be declared within 14 days of giving such notice. No strike can be declared or no strike can be done within 14 days of giving such notice. This does mean that if employees in public utility services wish to go on a strike and give a notice of a strike which will be valid for 6 weeks, then within first 14 days employees cannot go on a strike. This provision has been incorporated under the Industrial Disputes Act 1947, considering that if any settlement, with the help of conciliation officer, if any settlement is arrived at, then there will be no need to go on a strike. As such, first 14 days have been kept out of the purview of a strike, a strike period. Third important restriction which has been imposed